brother telling me, motherfuckers put the heat up to 100 in the crib. Time for you to get the hell out.
Money, cars, clothes, hoes. That's all a nigga know. That's all a nigga know. Yeah. Slow down.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining in for another episode of Run It Back. You guys know what it is. This episode is not going to lack none of the luster that we had in the previous episodes. So stay tuned and be ready for action-packed conversation. See you in a minute.
This episode is brought to you by the good folks at J Lux Sports Bar and Grill. When good people bring good vibes and make good energy, always equal a great time. So make sure you make your way over to J Lux Sports Bar and Grill at 98 Water Street, Naugatuck, Connecticut. Meet me there. Yeah.
I have joining me today, Mr. Cool, Gordon Shepard, a.k.a. Cool, you know what I'm saying, from Holy Cross. How you doing, my brother?
Good to see you.
Likewise, man.
I'm honored.
No doubt, man. Hey, we honored to have you sitting in this seat, brother. As I start off, and all the, the guests and people that sit in the seat, man. For you, you know what I'm saying, where did everything start in terms of sports, athletics? Before we even, we can go to basketball, but like, where did it all start for you? The competitiveness.
For me, my mom's gonna kill me for saying this, but she already know where I'm coming from. Putnam Street. My mother was the coach for Christ Army Church, and I was on the team, and she would not put me in the game. And get no burn, none. So therefore, I couldn't understand why my mother wouldn't play her own son, give him any playing time. So I went, put the milk crate up in the backyard, and said I'm gonna make my mom regret this.
Oh man.
So I did that for probably like 2 years straight after that.
2 years. Okay. So you use that as motivation of, mom not putting you in and
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, I had my stepbrother Squirt 1 year into My stepbrother, they was around. My brother Reg, who my mom took in, they was around. They would play basketball at school and stuff, and I was always around it. And the game was always around me, so I would imitate them and see Michael Jordan and them on TV, side quarterback. But when I got a chance to be on the team, I was proud, and I'm like, my mom is the coach. I'm good. Nah. What's the case? I just watched Berkeley, you, Jay Johnson, Black, Marley, R.I.P., Kenny Ray, all of them came down with the yellow Berkeley shirts.
Oh yeah.
Blew us out by like 50. And y'all was the first team I seen to through their legs behind their back. For some reason, the church had a rule where we couldn't do nothing fancy. And my brother Reg, he was at practice one time. He did that Michael Jordan, that up in the air, tuck in back, come on the other side. And my mom and them was like, none of that fanciness. So he quit. Then I quit because she wouldn't put me in the game. So,
Oh man. So you say Squirt. Your brother, man.
Yeah.
So
by marriage, my stepbrother.
And Squirt is, he's definitely made his imprint in Waterbury. He's a legend himself. You know what I'm saying? Now, when I talk to him, one of the things that that he makes it clear, he was like he was Mr. N1 before N1. You know what I'm saying? Now, were you able to pick up some of those traits that that he was able to do in the sport? Were you able to see some of that magic that he was able to do?
I remember going to one of his Pro Street games, and it was a championship, and he got beat, and he was crying. I just remember him crying, but I remember him doing all types of hearing the sneakers squeak, and everybody just like, every time he had the ball. You know what I mean? He was like Magic before Magic Johnson and passes. He was left-handed with it. I'm like, yo. So I picked up on a little bit of it, and then he had this cousin from New York named Courtney. And he was like the same as Squirt. And he came and tried out for my mom's church team. But then she found out, I guess, he didn't have his birth certificate or something, but he was just like Squirt. It was crazy. And I was just like, yo, I need to learn how to do that.
Listen, that ball handling, that court awareness, and he had it at a young age. You know what I'm saying? You know, some people are, you know, that was kind of like his gift.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He was special with it. You know what I mean? And you coming up in those ranks, and you know, would you say that basketball early on was your first love, or
That's all. Breakdancing and rap.
Come on. Tell us about the breakdance. How you get into breakdancing, bro?
Breakdancing and rap. Well, once again, Squirt, Talents, Moosey, my brother Rap, all of them. There was a show called Dragon back in the day. And people would do breakdance routines, and everybody wanted to get on Dragon.
Okay.
And I just remember they made a routine up in the living room, a breakdance routine, and I was right there. I was like 3, 4 years old, and I was windmilling, spinning on my head, like I was Beat Street, breaking, all of those moves, crush move, all of that.
Yeah.
That was my first love, so that's what I was doing. I was breakdancing, and then rapping. That was it. That's all I wanted to do.
Because I remember seeing you when, you know, Kanea and J.E.'s and all of like we had like little parties and stuff like that. Next, you know, you come out and you know, popping and everything on the, you know, in the middle of the floor. I was like, yo, he got it. Like, you was special with it too.
Listen, my mom knew I was special with it, but there was this club in Naugatuck called Rascals back in the day.
Right? Yeah.
And I was 8 years old, but they snuck me in. They snuck me and my brother Robbie in. My brother Robbie was like 10, 11. I was like 8. So I was going to Rascals, right? And we won the dance contest for Kiss 95.7. Every weekend, it was like, you advance.
Yeah.
Get past this person. We get $25 here, $25. So it was the major finale dance contest. It was the finals, pretty much. And me and my brother Robbie won. And when they found out our real age, because the prize was a car. But they found out our real age. So therefore, they said, we got a problem. So they called us in. The owner name was Mario. I remember like it was yesterday. They called us in. And when my mom went to drop us off, Mario came and got out the car. She was looking at him like, what's going on? And he brought us upstairs to the VIP room. And because they couldn't give us a car, they started counting it all out. Piles of tens.
Oh, man.
I'm talking about, this is in like 89, maybe 1990.
Like 90? Yep.
Piles of tens, it was $1,000 each. And my mom and my stepfather looked at us like, what did we gonna do? That's when she realized dancing was serious. You know what I mean? And all I got was a pair of sneakers and a strobe light. And then I'm pretty sure a lot of bills got paid. I don't know what happened to the money, but
so how long did you partake in the dancing? How long did that? How many years did you do that?
Honestly, I think I was dancing all the way up until probably my junior year at Home Cross.
Oh, really?
Because they had the pool hall. Remember that pool hall that was like near off of Will Pitt Road?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Pool hall. After they closed, High Rollers down.
High Rollers.
After Rascals was High Rollers. After High Rollers was Swizzle Sticks. After Swizzle Sticks, then they opened that pool hall.
Walk across the street.
Yeah, in the corner.
Yeah, in the corner.
Yep.
We're in the cutting room now.
No, not that one. Same thing going up. Alright, Wilkin Road, where going up where Shop Right.
Oh, yeah. The car dealership.
Yeah.
Car wash.
Yeah. That pool hall in the corner, right? And so I was like a sophomore at Holy Cross, and I remember right after practice, or right after a game on the weekends, straight to the pool hall, and I was breakdancing. So Mark Brown and them would come up here looking at me, and Tyler Coach Yo was like, what the hell is Gordon doing? This is like the floor just breakdancing like by itself. Yeah. It was like, so Mark Brown was like, look at Coolio. I was like, oh God. So, and then after a while, it's like the older you get, and there's more like my peers started changing. People started going in different directions, and dancing just wasn't good no more. So I just got down.
Did you ever, in your adult years, just have you watch something and, you're like, let's see if I still got a little bit of that. Have you ever done that?
Oh, listen, kids now, you can only, before my injury and all of that, my kids, I would tell them the stories, but it's amazing how they inherit your traits. And so my daughter got this rhythm. Both of my daughters got this rhythm. My son, man, he got his own style. I say that. But my daughters got the rhythm. They got that it factor. So when I was telling them, and they like some of these dances, like they're the same, but there's just different names now.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know, they'll try it, then I'll try it, and then I'll like put in a little bit of top lock and all. Yeah. Like my daughter's like, oh wait. So then next thing you know, one thing leads to another. I start showing them this and that, and they eat it up, man. But it was
wow. So you can make the case that, you know, before the sports thing kicked off, you was kind of like in that Chris Brown.
If I would have pursued it, definitely. I was the best dancer. You can ask. Uno CC from the hill. Yeah. You can ask. I was the best dancer in Waterbury, hands down. Easy. I battled everybody from Petey to I took them all out. Troy, like all Stanley, all of them. I took them all out.
Okay.
I held the title.
You held the title. Oh man. You said you dabbled in the rapping and stuff?
Yep, absolutely. Definitely did rapping, definitely like went for rapping, now a little bit of open like spoken word poetry now that I'm older, you know what I mean? But definitely rapping is still
You still do spoken word stuff?
Absolutely. It's an outlet, it's a hobby, you know what I mean? And rapping is a hobby, like, it's just as long as I always said, long as when Jay-Z stopped, then that's when I'll stop.
Okay, and Jay-Z don't like you stopping those times.
It's a hobby, it's something to do.
You know, and it's crazy because when you look at other genres of music, you got, you know, Paul McCartney, you got all these other guys, Aerosmith, you know, they like 80, 90 years old. You know what I'm saying? Now, how come rap you gotta stop at 30, 35?
That's why I love what Jay-Z and Jim Jones and all of them are doing, because they're keeping it relevant with their age. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jay-Z, he's a different type of animal because it's like you can grow with him. He's not trying to rap like what the young kids are rapping about. He's rapping about what I'm going through. Mortgage, feeding your kids healthy food, marriage. You know what I mean? Like I can, yeah.
And the thing is too, it's funny because it's kind of like talking about Jay-Z. It's like I'm talking to someone like that's kind of young, and they was, you know, it's kind of like considered the stuff that Jay-Z, his latest stuff. I said, yeah, but there's a Jay-Z in the 90s that was ill. Like, what are you talking about? I said, there was a Jay-Z in the 90s, early 2000s. I said, no, this is crazy. Jay-Z got different areas of when he excelled. I said, now, the Jay-Z you know now is a mega star, but you had to hear him early. So I played some stuff, and it's like, wow, like he really was nice.
Yeah.
And he really, in the content that he was talking about, that was going on then. I was like, yes, he was talking about what he was doing then.
It's weird because they don't think he's good now. That's the scary part. Right. It's like we like, oh my god, did he just say that?
Yeah, exactly.
Like you grow with him, you know?
So, all right, so now, you know, you was known for dancing, for rap. So, when did you pick up that ball again?
So, after my mom would put me in the game, and I started working on the milk crate in the backyard, I literally like lit a fire under me. And then, because she didn't have a babysitter when she started the Department of Corrections, she would send me down south with my grandmother for the summers, North Carolina. And the only thing I had to do down there was there was a basketball hoop across the street at Mr. Smith's yard, and he would let me play. So it was this kid, JC, and this kid David, and every morning, like clockwork, they'll come, we'll meet up across the street at the same time every day. Now the day went by where we didn't play ball, but it was just doing something to pass the time, but I didn't even realize I was getting better. So when I came back up, after the summer was over, rec league started, North End Rec. I wasn't ever the boys club, I was the North End Rec kid.
Okay.
So when the rec league started, Bach had a team, so I said, I'm gonna play for Bach. My mom said, you're not playing for the church? I said, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm playing for Bach.
Absolutely not.
Bach put the ball in my hands, and I didn't realize that I got good. And Bach ended up telling my mom, your son's the best player in this gym.
Wow.
And I was just like, I didn't realize how good I got.
And what would you like? What?
At this time, I'm probably like, about 10, 11 years old, 12 years old, yeah. And I'm like dropping like 20 points, 30 points, but I was still playing out of anger.
Yeah.
Because my mind wouldn't put me in the game. I'm
Yeah.
just like showing her. I'm not even keeping score in my head. I'm just like doing my thing, and we're winning. But I told my mother was like, yeah, right. I'm talking about who? He said, your son's the best player in the gym. She was like, yeah, right. So she came to the game. My mom went crazy, and she just, her voice is the only one I hear in the gym ever since.
Yeah. Now you played at the Northern Rec.
Yep.
You didn't do too much boys club stuff.
Right.
Played in Pro Street.
Absolutely. Right before Pearl Street, I was doing Northern Rec. After Bob, I played for Dozier Lamont, right?
Yeah.
And that was I'll say my 6th grade, 7th grade year.
Okay.
And a little bit of the 8th grade year, but it was me, Dupree, Matt Hurdle, Amaro, Garcia, Mouse, Jamal, they call him Mouse. Oh man, we had a squad. And we was like blowing everybody out. So it got to the point where we were so good. Those was talking junk to Sacred Heart. It was TJ, remember that kid, TJ Palmieri? He was from Arkansas. TJ was there, Corey Barnes was there, they was freshmen in Sacred Heart. Dozier was like, I bet you my middle squad team would take y'all freshman team out. So he set up a scrimmage. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Wow. Balling. And I was like, we beat them. We beat them. We was only in middle school.
So what middle school you went to? Okay.
I was right behind y'all.
Right behind
I seen all y'all. Yeah. I seen all y'all.
So you come in. So you who was on your 8th grade squad?
Me, Alan Butler, Rob Jackson, Cedric Hunter. He was a 7th grade. That was a 7th grade at the time, I believe.
Okay.
My man Omar Wilson, my cousin JC, James Minnis, Marcus Bird.
Mike Bird, yeah. Mike Bird, brother.
Little brother, yeah. But it was it was weird because it seemed like I was the only one who really played basketball all year round. The rest of them was just doing it just to do something.
Yeah. Well, sorry, I think you played football and.
Yeah, Sam played football and. Yeah. But I was I felt like I was the only one who played basketball all and I didn't want to. 6th grade, I didn't want to play because I ain't really rock with the people who was on the team. 7th grade, I said, nah, I'm gonna wait till 8th grade so it could be my team.
Yeah.
So when I played and I was dominating, Mr. Gusto was like, where have you been? And I said, I just didn't like some of the players. He said, where the heck you been? I said, I didn't really like who was on the team. He said, are you serious? He said, you've been here this whole time or something? Yeah. And then all of a sudden, towards the middle of the season, he pulled me in his office and he had 2 envelopes. He said, you have to choose one of these. You can't let this go to no other school. Envelope for Sacred Heart,
Wow.
and guess why I chose Holy Cross?
Why?
I like the colors better.
Stop playing.
I'm dead serious. I didn't know anything. My father, you know what I mean, he's back in my life now. He's doing great now, but he wasn't really around. So therefore, I didn't have the guidance to help me make these decisions, or it's like my basketball career or whatever. So I was just going on the wind, like on the fly. So I was averaging like 37 points a game in 8th grade. And Mr. Gusto was like, you have to go to one of these schools. So I said, I'll choose that one. He said, what makes you choose that? I said, I just like those colors better.
Like those colors better.
I like those colors better. That was the only reason why I chose Holy Cross.
Really? Wow. So, all right. So let's say, when you chose Sacred Heart at that time, who was at Sacred Heart around that time that you probably been going with?
I would have been playing with Corey Barnes, Paul Aragio. Mike wasn't there. He was a year under me. Who else was there? I think Marvin Roundtree was there at that time. Yep, he was there at that time.
Right, Blizz.
Tavares, Brownell Blizzard, yep. All
They
them.
won.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, that's why.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd have been there, but my career would have went a lot different. I'd have been able to do more things outside of high school.
If you would have went
If I
to,
went to Sacred Heart,
you think so?
I would have been able to play for a certain AAU team.
What do you think?
Wayne Simone, Connecticut Select. If I'd have went to Sacred Heart, I'd have been able to play with Wayne, and I'm pretty sure I can almost guarantee my career would have been a lot different.
You would have went to and playing for the Connecticut.
Every single person in my grade that year for Wayne's team went Division I. I played for Wayne my 8th grade year in Wallace, right? I played in one tournament with him, and it was before I went to Holy Cross. And it was me and Cedric. Cedric was in 7th grade. And the one tournament we played in, I'm in 8th grade, Cedric's in 7th grade. The other end of the court is Ron Artest, Elton Brand, Omar Cook, Lamar Odom. It was Riverside. AAU team. That's what we played against.
Y'all played
At Central, Connecticut State University. And we're in middle school. Me and Cedric are playing our hearts out. These dudes is murdering us. And Wayne is laughing. And I'm like, me and Cedric pissed. We like, what's so funny? And Wayne's like, calm down, fellas, calm down. Me and Cedric heated. We like, yo,
Yeah.
you trying to ball. And then you had Edmund and Bobby Warner was like shaking their head, laughing like, yeah. Edmund was like, what, about to be a senior, I believe.
Yeah.
But I never understood why they was laughing until afterwards. Wayne pulled us in the hallway and he was like, these dudes are seniors and they're about to be like Division I players and most likely NBA players. He said, you guys are still in middle school. He said, I'm surprised you scored. So if you think about it in hindsight, me and Cedric was doing something
They was
unbelievable.
surprised y'all scored.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I thought, when we were warming up, I thought that was the college team and they was going to get off the court and the kids our age was going to end up coming to the gym.
How the team you
When
gonna
they
play?
said jump ball, I'm like, yo, like, you for real? Like,
Wow.
yeah, it was that real. But, yeah, but,
So y'all was actually able to score some points?
yeah, me and Seth, we got our points in.
Oh, yeah?
But like Wayne was able to tell that I couldn't really see that well. This is before I got the prescription goggles, so I was squinting, but I was still balling. Cedric was still hitting his wind-up threes, and I was getting stick. But they was sending our stuff in the stands, punching our stuff against the glass, but we was still going at them. Because me and Seth came from that era where at Wow School against Terrence and Tyson and John Booker, Javon Booker, and all of them. Like y'all was on the hill, and we was at the bottom of the hill, but in the hood, so me and Seth didn't know no other way but to go hard.
But to go hard.
You know what I mean? So when we going against these dudes, we had no idea who we was playing against. Yeah.
Oh man. It's crazy in hindsight when you look at it after the game or after that particular, it's like, yo, you wouldn't even project to score.
Right.
And it's like, wow. And when you look at it later, like, oh, Chuck, we was actually playing against these dudes that.
I don't even think we were supposed to be on the team. I think Wayne was just like, he was ahead of his time, definitely, what he was doing. But yeah, it was, and he warned me though, Wayne. I give it to him. He warned me. He said, listen, after this, man, he said, which school you going to? I know he said, you sure? He said, all right. He said, because you know you're not going to be able to play with me no more once you go there. I didn't understand why.
He said that.
Wayne told me. I didn't understand why, and then he said, just make sure when you get to Holy Cross, don't tell him you play for me. I never said it.
Really?
But when I realized, as I'm in Holy Cross, like you said, you brought up Pearl Street, right? So my father introduced me to Hubie, may he rest in peace. My father introduced me to Hubie once my father came back in my life. And Hubie never knew. Once Hubie knew, my father was real good. Once Hubie knew I was, Hubie said, absolutely, put him on. And Hubie just watched me go, and I got busy, right? And I was with my age group, and Hubie said, oh, no. Come back at 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
At Mountain Park. He made me play up.
Playing up.
So I was like, okay. So with that being said, once I got the Holy Cross, Summertime, I noticed my peers that play with Wayne, they going to Rumble in the Bronx, they going to Vegas, they on ESPN.
Oh man, you like, yo, these
I'm watching my peers, dudes that I like cook on a regular basis, getting all types of exposure. And I'm waiting for Pearl Street to start. I'm at home just twiddling my thumbs, waiting for Pearl Street to start. I said, what's wrong with this picture? And that was my career, but when Pearl Street started,
it was showtime.
It's showtime. You know, they had, you know, but what UB did do for me though is we put our all-star team together. We went to England for a month.
For a month?
We went to England for like a good month, half a month. It was me, Ryan Gomes, Mike Abate, Mike Stallings, I want to say Andrew. I think Andrew might have been with us. And then we took some of the best players from Pearl Street All-Star team, and then some dudes from White Plains, New York. They combined us on one team. We went to stay in England. Tony Hansen, he was sponsoring us. And we were over there for like a good half a month. And we played almost the same team almost every, but it was like in stadiums and arenas. And people was coming to the games, and we're like, and there was this kid, Neil Fingleton, he was like 7'7", big man, and Gomes 8'5", and you know, and it was weird because I was considered one of the premier players, but I actually seen the difference. Like when Gomes was playing, it was like, and I seen how like he was like everything was different from Pearl Street to when we got over there. It was like you could see the development. Gomes got way better because he was playing with Wayne.
Now, what year was Gomes heading into? Was he like a junior?
This was our junior going into our senior year. Yeah, when we was over in England, and literally, I just feeding Gomes the ball because I could see like they're here. Not only are they here to see him with this matchup against the 7'7" guy, but it was he had a different glow. That's the best way I can put it.
He was kind of like the premier.
Yeah, and I'm used to being a man, but I was still one of the leaders, and I got my stuff off, but you could tell like Gomes was headed in a whole other level. But while we was over there, I told all of them, I said, y'all know we winning it this year. They was like, yeah, right.
Y'all played in high school when you come back home.
And we was all in this fish and chip spot, and they know I'm not lying. We was in this fish and chip spot.
He called it, y'all.
Mike Stalls was like, yeah, right. Like, they talking like, I ain't winning nothing. Like, blah, blah, blah. I said, yo, we're winning the NBL and we're winning the States my senior year. Yo, I'm telling y'all to y'all face, we're gonna win. It was like, yeah, all right, cool, whatever.
Yeah, that's the evidence.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Evan, yeah, you ain't the only one, bro. Like,
And you ain't the only one.
You ain't the only one.
On the previous episode, you know,
I got one too, bro.
You stated that you was one of the only ones to have one of those, and he's showing us today. You ain't the only one. Nice. Yeah. So now, boom, you settle in that Holy Cross.
Yep.
Now, is everything kind of like a smooth transition?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
It was a complete culture shock for me, and I'm gonna be honest. I'm literally a kid from the hood. I'm from Putnam Street. I'm in the middle of Dykeman, Webb Street, and Walnut Street.
Yep, right there.
Wash School, right there. I'm in the hood, like, and I went and hung out on Webb Street, like just out there with my brothers and them, like rapping, and there's, you know, typical hood stuff going on. But like literally, I'm in the hood, and I ain't trying to be funny, but Edmond was right down the street at the time.
Right, yeah.
A couple Walnut, right?
Half a block down.
You could tell the difference between him and me because his parents kept him. He couldn't leave the yard.
No,
right?
kept him down there.
Kept him down
there.
there.
Play ball, go in the backyard.
Yeah. And we used to go down. I see him like, yo, come on the street, like we chilling. Nah, good. I never understood, but I understand. Successful as he is, you know what I mean?
Yep.
But I was in the hood, and so when I went to Holy Cross, he was a senior, I was a freshman, but it was like I was the only black freshman. It freaked me out. I'm coming from Wallace Middle School. All my friends went to Crosby or Wilby. I'm at Holy Cross, I'm the only black kid. Like, I was so uncomfortable. In the beginning, boom, the school bell, the whole moon goes off, and they stand up and they start saying this prayer. Like, a Hail Mary prayer. I'm like, I'm from Christ Family Church, like Baptist church, when I did go to church. Like, I would run and hide. Like, my mom had it. She made me go to church, but then when I got older, it was like I fell back. So I stopped going to church. But the only thing I knew was the Baptist type of church. So I get the Holy Cross. They say these weird prayers. I'm like, wow. And I thought they were gonna do the Pledge of Allegiance. They better pray first. Then they did the Pledge of Allegiance. I'm like, and then you gotta wear a shirt and tie. And I'm like, I got a clip on. And Mark Brown and Evan was crowning me, like laughing, like, yo, you got a clip on? I'm like, what you mean I got a clip on? Like, yo, you got to tie a tie. I'm like, what?
I can see Mark saying that too. Mark from the square, so you know, he on the way.
You know what? Mark, all I can say is about Mark, he bought into Holy Cross.
Okay.
He changed. He bought into Holy Cross.
Did he?
Yeah.
Mark from around the way, like we
right.
North End Rec.
North End Rec, Beamans.
Beamans.
And
Johnny
and Zeb and Czar and all of them. Yeah, Yanni, all of them. Scary.
Yeah. Little Eric.
Mark changed. That's my boy though.
He was good together.
He looked out for me. He took me under his wing. He showed me the ropes, how to get through Holy Cross. Mentally, he helped me stay. But he knew where I was coming from as well. But his voice changed, his language changed, Mark changed.
Really?
So because of Jew and them was making fun of him calling Carlton Banks. He come up the street at the Square Park, try to chill. They be like, yo, Carlton Banks, get out of here, man. But that's my boy though, Mark Brown, man. Like, I love you for that, bro. You looked out for me, bro.
Now, he was a good defender though.
Yeah. Mark did lock up. He did.
Defender, you know what I mean? Now, when I was gonna ask you, so obviously you're a freshman, they gotta be like JV level, JV.
Yep.
Did you get your JV time?
Yeah, every night I was dominating freshmen. I was playing at least 10 to 15 minutes for JV, and then I was sitting varsity. It was a long night. Every game it was like I was tired. You know what I'm saying? But my mouth was always watering. I wanted to get in for varsity. I didn't understand. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't understand why I wasn't getting in for varsity because at practice, I gave Lucas the business at practice.
Now was Lucas at that time? Was he on varsity?
Lucas Marco.
At the time, Lucas
He was the starting point guard for varsity.
At that time, when you was
When I was a freshman.
When you was a freshman.
That was, yep. And then Edmund was the 1-2 punch. And Lucas, I kid you not, he never made any turnovers. He definitely took care of the ball. He definitely was a good leader, a good role player as a point guard. But at practice, as far as one-on-one, I'm like, yo, how can I not get any minutes? I'm giving this dude the business. But they had a system. So.
And he probably played well within that system.
Yeah.
Feeding the big man.
Yeah, because I definitely would have been out for mine. They'd have put me in the game.
You gonna get yours?
I'm gonna get mine. Because guess what? The little bit of time he did give me, 20 seconds here, minute here, I ain't passed.
You ain't passed?
I ain't passing nothing. I ain't passing nobody. For what?
Not even looking to pass.
Come on now. 20 seconds, watch this.
Right.
Naugatuck, 20 seconds, put me in the game. I think I had on like 5 to 7 points in 20 seconds.
20 seconds.
I was eating. I ain't passing nobody. Stills, I lay it up. You know how it's the end of the game, they just toss the ball in? No, I'm right there. Get that.
Wow.
Yeah.
7 points in 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I remember we had 99 points. And we needed one more bucket to get 100. Like, for some reason, Eminem wanted to get 100. It was to win the NBL title. I got the rock. Full speed. Up and in the 100. Holding up the number 1. NBL number 1. Like I did something.
Wow.
Yep.
So okay, so now, how your sophomore year go? I think you got Lucas and Mark.
No, Lucas was gone. He was a senior with Evan.
Ah, that's right.
Lucas Martin. Yeah. So after he left, Corey Carangelo was a year ahead of me.
That was a dig. Lucas Spellman that went across for a brief moment. With Spell.
Lucas Spellman caught on fast. Him and his pop caught on fast. They seen what was going on.
They seen it.
They seen what's going on. So they made a great move.
A great move to get up out of there.
Get up out of there. Mark King, they made a great move. Just the face. Made a great move. They see what was going on. I didn't have no fatherly advice at the time, so I tried to get out all the way up until my senior year.
All the way to your senior year.
I tried to get out all the way up. I was not comfortable.
When did you feel like, you know what, I gotta get out of here? Like, I know, like, sometimes going to a new environment, it's like, oh, this is kind of uncomfortable. All right, let me get my way through. When I get adjusted, I'm gonna be fine. Because I felt like that, Gainer, like my first year, I was like, hey, all my boys in Crosby, they like, yo, E, you supposed to be in my class, they keep calling you for attendance.
Right.
I'm like, Dad, go on, like, I'm thinking about the fun I would have with my friends, even my sophomore year. But then at some point it was like, I started buying into the culture and, you know what I'm saying, I got adjusted and then, at the end of the day, I'm still with my boys when I get out. But it's like, I bought into it. At what point did we use like, nah, I gotta go, or?
So, all the way up, like I said, all the way up until my senior year, I was trying to get out. Like, you remember that movie ATL with T.I.?
Yeah.
And Laura London was Nunu.
Nunu.
She had a double life. Like she was in the hood, but then she goes to this rich old, big old mansion or whatever.
Right.
I felt like the male version of her. Like, once I got out of Holy Cross without around rich people, I was right to the hood. Like, that's what I knew. You know what I'm saying? Just me, my cousin JC, and Calvin Davis would be around us a little bit, but it was like, I'm with JC, we at the Rec, we at the Square Park, we at Waterville, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would leave Holy Cross and wouldn't even look at Holy Cross as a league, I just right back to the hood, like right back to the rap and the breakdance, you know what I mean? Like, the balling at the parks or whatever. Like, it was times where I was like, I'd rather go play at the Y instead of the games.
Really?
That serious? Because I was playing against older competition at the Y.
Mm-hmm.
Even like, like Devon Park and all of them was down there working out and Super Ed. You know what I'm saying? Like at Waterville. I remember, these weird things I remember, but I remember Super Ed. I first got introduced, he had a Tickle Me Elmo shirt on. And he came down, just took off on somebody, windmilled it. Like, I'm like, who the heck is that?
Could have been Lord Trotman or somebody. Shout out to my boy Lord, man.
It was like, I'd rather be there, but my mom, she refused to let me out. And I understand now why she did it. And I'm thankful that she did it, thank you, Mom. But I didn't understand it at the time. I didn't understand what was the importance of having Blue Cross in your residence. You know what I mean? So, but my senior year, I finally bought into the system, meaning I knew in order for us to win a state championship, I'm gonna have to get to know these guys outside of basketball.
So, all right, before we get there, so your junior year, you seeing more varsity time?
My sophomore year, I started seeing a lot more varsity time.
Sophomore year.
Yeah.
Now you're kind of...
I'm like JV, starting for JV, dominate, and then varsity was like a good 10 to 15 minutes a game. And they started seeing the emergence of me and Corey. You know what I mean? They did a nice little article pre-season about me, saying Generali said I was becoming like a more well-rounded player as a sophomore.
More well-rounded?
Yeah. I guess he was like saying I'm more seasoned or whatever, so I started seeing a little bit more playing time.
What do you think you need to work? What do you think you needed to work on, or that you worked on that you probably noticed by your sophomore?
You want me to be completely honest? I didn't have to look up.
Okay.
I didn't have to look up nothing. They just had a system where you have to pay your dues. doesn't matter your talent.
You pay your dues. You ain't getting no burn your freshman year.
Freshman year, you're not getting that much playing time. Sophomore year, you get a little bit. Then by junior year, you'll either be starting if you are that guy, or you'll get more. You know what I mean? They just had a system. But I didn't have to work on nothing. Like, I didn't change.
You didn't change it.
Only thing that I got better at was like conditioning, I guess. But then again, I never was tired. Like, I run all day, so I think my jump shot definitely got better. Jump shot got better, but I didn't really shoot jump because my first step was like, I lived off of my first step. I blow by people, and I always wanted like go to the hoop, end ones and foul shots, like so.
So it was just
I always had it. It was just a matter of when is it my time? When you gonna give me that green light to go?
So your sophomore year, who's ahead of you now? Your sophomore year.
You got Mark Brown, Tyler Cocchiola, this kid Garrett Hazen, Pat O'Hearn.
All these ahead of you?
Yeah. But I made it real hard. I think Coach Sinclair and Jay Say spoke up for me where they was just like, enough is enough.
Shout out to Smooth and Jay Say.
Yes, sir. They said, come on, this is painfully obvious. These kids can't mess with food. So like, so generally, I actually remember hearing a conversation he had with his son. He didn't know I was listening in the hallway. But we was coming up from halftime. He was like, isn't the kid getting us success? Isn't the kid working out? Like, so what do you want from me? But I think his son wanted one of his boys to get more playing time.
Oh, so wait, was his son one of the?
His son was the player on the team.
Oh, his son played on the team?
Yeah, Generali's son played on the team.
Hold on.
Yeah.
His son was on the team?
Yeah.
Getting time.
He didn't get much. He got a good amount of playing time, but he had like a knee injury. But he got some burn. But I think when he was more like
advocating for one of his boys.
One of his boys, yeah, he's advocating for one of his boys with his guards. But it's like it made it hard for his boys. Like it's like yo, come on, man. Like
but when you think about it, it's like how long was the coach probably faithful to the son, like, boy?
Oh no, he stuck up for me. Generali definitely stuck up for me. Through the conversation, he was like, "Hey, the kid is producing for us. Like, I'm going with you."
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And I guess he had to understand.
Yeah. Wow. You did kind of like here's part of that conversation. And did that boost your confidence? Like, yeah, now it's time, or was we'll see.
Yeah, it just let me know that I was on Generali's radar. Like, he noticed me. That's the first time I realized. Because he had this way of, like, it was almost like, how can I say? Like, if you're a freshman, you don't even get to speak to the coach. You know what I'm saying? Like, you deal with the system. Okay. It was almost that type of system. Once you prove yourself, then the coach will start talking to you. Like, you don't even, as a freshman, you don't even go to his office. You don't even conversate with him. You know what I mean? Like,
it's odd, though, that even like your sophomore year, I don't recall Holy Cross being like a sorry team. Like, you guys,
our sophomore year, we weren't good at that.
what was your record?
At all. It was like probably 12 and 10 and 11 for the Thursday. Like with Mark Brown and them, when they were seniors, we didn't.
Really?
Yeah, we were in a slump. We were like
down here.
Yeah, that was down here, but we was like, it was like on any given night we could beat you, but because he has such a strong, we were disciplined. That's the thing. Okay. We was very disciplined. So it's like we didn't have that much talent, but we was very disciplined. So it's like that was when Damien Hill for Crosby.
Yes.
Mike Wills, all of them dudes they was dominating. You know what I mean? It was like Torrington was deadly or whatever.
That's when Corey went to Crosby. No, wait. Did Corey leave Crosby?
Who? Marvin Roundtree left.
Who did?
He went to Crosby.
Corey didn't leave though?
Corey stayed in Sacred Heart.
Okay, that's when Boo, and it was Boo and Damien.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, like, we were the only team that beat them that year though. We beat them 8 Crosby. And after we beat them, then Naugatuck came to beat them.
How y'all beat them?
Just straight up defense. Discipline discipline and defense. Mark ended up finally had a good game. Yeah, I remember. But it was just discipline and defense.
Discipline defense.
That's it. We didn't have no superstars.
Mark Wilson for Naruto was
Mike Will?
I'm sorry, Mike Will. He was a beast.
That was Jason Williams.
Yeah.
That was White Chocolate right there.
Yeah.
Mike Will was
a beast.
What?
He got busy.
Got busy. Ultimate green light. Him and Boo Boo made Boo Boo rest in peace. Will Stinson. Will golden arms in the flesh.
I say to this day, Will Boo Boo was probably the most prolific squad I ever played against. Shooter. Prolific.
There's footage. There's footage of me, Corey, and Mark Brown jumping in his face. And he still all three of us come get some. Who had to listen, man? Him and Mike Will, I literally. The only difference with me, and Mike Will put it in an article. He said he feels sorry for whoever got to go up against me in the state tournament. That was my junior year, I believe. But the only difference with me was I wasn't scared to get embarrassed. I wasn't scared to get crossed up.
Okay.
And the crowd go crazy. It was like, you could do that all you want. I'm still going to end up recovering right in front of you, and I'm going to keep harassing you.
Yeah.
I was like relentless on defense. So I gave him and Boo Boo fits, but they still, much as I tried, it's just that zone they had. It was just
they was on the
nothing
crazy
you could do.
planet. Man.
Nothing you could do. Nothing you could do.
Yeah. So now going into your junior year. Now
That was murder time.
So now who's ahead of you now? Is this
Nobody. It's me and Corey. Corey's a senior. I'm a junior. But it's
Well, y'all kind of been playing together the whole time.
right. But
Kind of on the same two strengths.
Yep.
Like, okay.
In camps together, you know what I'm saying? Like basketball
Yeah.
camps together. But we never hung out. We never talked to each other. We never hung out with each other.
Really?
Yep. Never.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. The only time we seen each other was on the court. You know what I mean? But like he had a system. We had this. It was weird. Like I think Corey seen it in me more than anybody. Corey knew get Shepard the ball. Like this kid got game. You know what I'm saying? Corey was like one of the very few who like embraced me. He was like, yo, this kid is nice. So, but my junior year, that's when I was stronger. I was used to the system now. Now I know what to expect. And now I know I'm not playing behind nobody. Like this is gonna be my team. I was trying to make that my team my junior year. Even though Corey was like the captain and the leader, I was trying to make that and I averaged the 1 points.
But okay, so your junior year, you and Corey got this understanding on the court.
Number one backcourt.
Now, you've been with him since your freshman year. Like y'all been.
Yep.
So what's the culture like in that school where it's like, hey, we're gonna go grab a bite after the game or nothing? After the games, during the hallway, hey, cool. Do they call you cool at home?
Nobody knew my name. Nobody. It's like Gordon Shepard. I was a student athlete. That's it. Nobody knew. I wouldn't let nobody in.
Wow.
I had two different lives.
Once you got out of there, boom.
I didn't even speak. We didn't even speak. I didn't even speak to nobody in the locker room.
Really?
That's serious.
In the locker room?
I was in prison. Like I was trying to come back with my own skin in that place.
You wouldn't believe every year up until
Every
the
year,
senior year.
I would ask my mom every year. And I hate to say it, but I knew if I would have left, I would have been embraced from any of the high schools I would have chosen to go to, and I would have been able to play more important basketball outside of high school basketball.
Now, what schools were you thinking like, if I can go there tomorrow?
Crosby.
Probably. who would you have teamed with? Because probably had Borges at the time.
Yeah, I took that spot.
And he was the man though at that time.
Yeah.
Who else?
And they weren't winning.
Right, because I mean they was gone. That era was over.
Yep.
That was only him and Boone that year.
Edgar Borges started emerging as one of the best talents. Yep.
And then you had maybe Thomas Banks in them.
Nah. Before them, they was like on that. It was nobody there really. It was weird. It was like
CeCe was there for a second.
yeah, he got I don't think the grades.
Yeah, he was there for a second.
Who they call? Oh, they had like Bert Chabot.
Because it was before BJ. It was before BJ.
Yeah, they had like Edgar Borges, Bert Chabot, Vassar's older brother, James Vassar's older brother. It was a bunch of.
So you were thinking Crosby.
Absolutely. Because I want to get back to that violence atmosphere. My peers that I went to middle school with, and people I was still hanging out with, because they were there. My cousin JC, who I was with, he was my best friend, more like my brother. We were like joint at the hip. He was at Crosby. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't even play. He was like, he had one of the best handles in Waterbury. He didn't even play looking at stuff. Wow. But if I'd have went to Crosby, I probably would have convinced him to, and we could have been different probably.
Now you think you could have played under the Jelly system?
Yeah, because I watched Dominique Hill. He let him get busy. He let Jay Johnson get busy. He let Boone get busy. If you can show him what you could do, he let you go.
Let you go.
You know what I'm saying?
He let Jay go his freshman year.
Exactly.
He let Jay go his freshman year. Jay had help though. I mean, not help, but Dre was, a great leader.
But see, I can honestly say, I'd have been looking at more for my own individual stats instead of
On the team
having a
system.
winning system. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, Holy Cross, we had a winning system. We was winning. Even though I wasn't breaking out and getting what I wanted to do as far as dominating. And some of it was my own fault too. Because I truly believe if I would have just stopped being fearful and worried about being taken out of the game for making a mistake, if I'd have just went and just do what I know how to do, I would have showed Generali and he would have let me, sort of like Harold.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He would have let me go a little bit more. Because during the state tournament, I did that. Junior, senior year, no, I said, F this. I'm looking out for me. I'm about to score. I'm about to eat.
You think? All right. So I'm glad you say that. So do you think he saw that in you that number one you can take over a game and kind of put the team on your back, or was he kind of like riding? Being more cautious. I don't know if he's ready.
I think it was more he didn't want to deal with that ego stuff anymore. I felt like he didn't want anybody to feel like they were the superstar of the team. He liked it to where there was no superstars. Everybody was even.
Who was the last superstar? Evan?
Yeah.
You think he had to deal with a lot with that?
I know he did. I watched it. I watched the attitudes. I watched the egos. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what do you tell a kid who's on the cover of Slam magazine? That he's not going hard enough in practice. He's really the face of your program. You can't really, ain't much you can tell him. Harold, nasty. You know what I'm saying? He knew
Harold
he got
was a monster.
and that wasn't even his first sport. Soccer was his first
Soccer
sport.
was, and he was. Listen, Harold was a monster. 5'8", 5'9",
Yeah.
monster. Carried them to the states and all that.
Absolutely.
Carried them.
So it's like,
T
What?
wasn't T. I mean, T was smooth.
I've never even seen him play, but I heard about it.
T was smooth, man. T.
He had to be. He
Listen,
was Division One.
listen, man. All right, so a lot of younger kids, you know what I'm saying, we go to the, we couldn't get to the game. Everybody's at the boys club Saturday morning.
Right.
looking at the, the paper, reading the paper, watching, WWF wrestling at the time.
Yeah.
Everybody's looking at the score. What T and what Mike do last night?
Man.
T and Mike, they fixtures in the boys club. They in there. So Saturday morning, they in there.
Wow.
Talking and, yo, you see the game last night, yo? I killed this nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? But they're in there. Like, we see them walk through the door. But we're reading about what they did last night as they walked through the door. And she had this thing where, you know what I'm saying, like, free gym at the boys club, free gym. And when he like really getting his grooves, he come down and start doing this robot thing, and he's like, yo, I busted him on a robot last night. Like, yo, and it's like seeing like T, like when he get hot, it's like, yo, this dude can't miss. And it looked effortless. It's not like he's taking 1,000 shots. It's in the flow of the game, he comes down, he's hitting, bam.
That's what I'm
Then
saying.
he'll dribble, and then he'll hit you with the robot or whatever, go to the hole, do something crazy. He can go upstairs on you,
Right.
but he'll smooth jump shot. And it was like it didn't seem like he had a above life, greater than life, persona or atmosphere, but because like I said, the next day he at the boys club.
Right.
10 o'clock in the morning, we all at the boys club.
Right. Right.
He in the gym, like we laughing and we reading the paper sports and him and Mike Sanders going back and forth what they did the night before. But it's like, wow.
Generali had a great way of making sure you stay humble. He had a great way, like with his sayings, his coaches, and he made sure everybody stayed humble, pretty much. He had a way of doing that.
Yeah.
But I just felt like when he did see me in the zone, he let me rock out. But I would never get the keep going, keep scoring, or like, oh, you had a great game, like, or give Shep the ball. I would never get that, ever. You won't hear that. Like you see he's hot, get him the ball. Oh, you ain't getting it. I had like against Stratford, at 27 points, I'm shooting like deep threes. I'm like in a zone, and I'm thinking like finally he's gonna be like, nah, he's still talking that. Get it inside the mark connected. I'm like, wow.
So that's gonna be my next thing. Now, do you think he mouthed y'all team once you got Mark? Well, Mark was the same grade as you, right?
No, absolutely not.
Younger?
Younger.
Okay, so I got me a big man. Let's model this program. Feed it inside. And
I think he seen I was probably like a poor version of Harold. And he probably seen that Mark he probably had that vision, that 1-2 punch again, and seen that we had something, which Mark was the biggest person in the NBL.
Yeah.
And that's what we did. Inside, and then me and Justin was strong on Mark, make him kick it back outside so I could get mine, you know what I mean? And we started working. My junior year, you can see when it really, like, I'm gonna be honest. I got a story as far as how I knew we were gonna win the state championship. I didn't know which year, but I met Justin McCullough at Pearl Street. I'm dominating Pearl Street, and we played against, I don't know who he's playing for, but this white kid is talking so much junk to me. And I'm like, who is this dude, right?
Yeah.
So we going at it. But he's like banging down low, and I'm outside, but he's guarding me, full court.
Guarding you.
I'm blowing by him, but like, I'll blow by him, but if I get to the hoop, he'll bump me or elbow me, he'll make sure he touches me. But I'm like, we beat him, but this kid was not scared, so I'm like, I respect that kid. So here we are, freshman orientation, right? Holy Cross, he sent the cross for me. I said, Justin McCullough, I said,
Oh man.
I said, you the asshole from Pearl Street. He's like, yeah, I really am. So we like, wow, you know what I mean? So we like knew we had something just by me and him being on the same team. But you know when I know who's gonna win? I'm at the Square Park. I'm playing with Muggy, Ron, all the old school hood dudes.
Yeah.
That's where I got my roughness in the end was from. Because the Julius was like, yo, you dominate down here, you ready? So I went down there, I dominated, I made it money. I hear yo shit! Who was it? Justin pull up in his mom's red car. Yo, hold up, I'll be right there. They coming. Now, you know, we in the middle of the hood, like, pins, you got drug dealers over here, you got prostitutes walking through. Justin get his sneakers off. Let's go, what we doing? They look like we're Justin came in the middle of the square park and started hooping with us. He wasn't scared at all. That day four, I said, we're gonna get a state championship. I don't know what year, but this kid in the foxhole with me. We gonna
Okay. Now, would you say he's the first one that you kind of connected with outside of
him and Corey Caputo. He didn't get no playing time. Corey ain't get no bird. But that was my dog. His mom was a huge real estate agent. She got us our condo, got me out of the hood, got me and mom out of the hood. We didn't even realize it until when they were at the game one day. My mom seen her come in. She was like, oh, that's my son. They was like, we were rich. We lived in Middlebury. Near Quasi, out that way. So, my senior year, it was me, him, and Justin McCullough. I finally started singing with them outside of, and Gucci, called him Gucci, that was Corey Caputo's name, his grandmother called him that. We go to his house, it's like a mini mansion, yo. We over there, he got like a slide one of those slides that go into the pool and wrap around like this. We like house in Hollywood. Wow. But we over there, we just having fun, drinking, like, we never played ball. We hung out. But that led to on the court. Okay. I opened up, started my senior year, started hanging with those dudes a little bit. It was like the years later on the court, so my man being big. You ain't going past my boy Shep like that. They'll step up and take the charge or step up, go to class or something, you know what I mean?
What was some of your toughest matchups in high school? Team-wise?
I'm gonna be honest. Team-wise, I didn't feel like anybody was competition. By my junior senior, I didn't feel like anybody was competition for us. And we won the NBL both years, but the only person, my nemesis, the only person I can say I feared when I stepped on the court, Dimitri Heathman. Dimitri, man. Yo, that's my boy. That dude, his game was, I don't know how he would go by me. I don't know. I couldn't, that's the only person I couldn't strip. Couldn't lock him up. And then by his senior year, he got a jump shot. I was like, Lord, now I gotta go out there. He actually hitting jumpers now. Wow. As soon as I go out there, he hit me with the spin move. The meat was ill. Wow. That's the only person I feared on the court. The only person. Everybody else is cool. Everybody else is cool. I love all y'all. Everybody else is cool. Because I gave him the business at the rec. Everybody else, I played with at the rec. Everybody who was a superstar in their own team was at the rec. And I dominated them. You know what I'm saying? But the beat, he wasn't at the rec. The beat was in the hood. He was in the hood. I never knew where he was, but guess what? When he was on that court, he was a problem. I'm so glad that Reggie made me rest in peace. Their coach, I'm so glad he didn't coach. Like Reggie didn't have a system. He just let them do.
Well,
as far as discipline.
No. So contrary to what most of us believe, because I've seen a couple movies there here.
Okay.
And we look at it from the outside like he's just gonna go.
Right.
Not knowing that he made it criteria next to Okay. But anybody got to do it.
Okay.
Run it. So by the time that's what becomes, ain't no shit in shape. You gotta be in shape. And they running from time to, from beginning to end, running non-stop. So I was like, talking with Marcus and Flatwater. I was like, it seems like that just running gun. They're like, yeah, they ran, they play like that, but in order to play like that, you had to be in certain conditions. And all they did was run.
Right. But what I'm talking about is time and situation.
Right, where you get critical moments in the
Critical moments. When you got to slow the ball down. When you got the lead, and it's like,
and you ain't got to throw the alley.
It's 7 minutes left, 5 minutes left.
Time.
I know for a fact this dude want to get his. So when he give him the ball, he not passing. You know what I mean? I know for a fact this dude's stats ain't up high enough yet.
So he gonna get his.
So I know for a fact Gold he wants to dominate Big Mark because that's the talk of the town. Him against Mark Kanecki. And I know for a fact Cedric and Demetrius feeling the pressure. We want to give Cool the business, but we know we got to get it in the goals too. And guess what? I know for a fact that it wasn't enough basketballs on the court, if you know what I mean. It wasn't.
Let me ask you this. What does 108, 104, 21, 25, 28, 36? What's those numbers?
I want to say what you say, 108 and what?
108, 104.
Was that the triple overtime, double overtime? Where we lost?
Yeah. Now, that's that game. You and Seth was going at because the meat was 54, 51. I said, went off to 25, you had like 21. Mark Connect had like 28. Gone. Like 36.
And guess what? That was our senior year, right? That was what I was talking about. I literally, guess what? I literally said it to the rally. Going into the last overtime, right? Dimitri had fouled out.
Okay.
And I said, Coach, Cedric is going to take 1 or 2 steps past half court, and he's going to let it fly. Let me guard it.
Wow.
He said, Shepard, if he hits that shot, God bless him. We start the game. Cedric did 1 step, 2 steps.
He wants to
Bang! I looked at Coach in the rally. He's like, I said, me.
Yo,
Next play down, Cedric, 2 steps. Bang!
Oh!
Coach, I told you this was. So then, boom, I get a steal, boom, we send it back into another overtime, right? I literally said, in the huddle, before the last 3 minutes, I said, we're good as long as Gomes don't take Mark outside. If Wilby wakes up, gives Gomes the rock, and let him do his thing that I know he's been working on, that I know he got. Gomes is a guard. He grew like 8 inches in one summer.
Okay.
That's what people don't realize. He used to be a guard. He was on some Anthony Davis type match.
Yeah.
But Gomes always had the Hartford Hesse that hit threes or whatever. He had this stroke. I said, we good as long as Gomes don't take the mark outside. And guess what?
Took him outside.
Last 2 minutes, Gomes got it. Top of the key, I said, oh, we're done. We're done. I knew we were done.
Oh.
And guess what, bro? L1, pow! 4-point play.
Was that Ruby?
At Holy Cross. At Holy Cross.
So y'all got quiet.
That was the only one we lost. That was the only game we lost. Guess what? When we went back to Wilby, it's on YouTube. That's the one when I'm talking junk. We were losing by 15 and I'm talking junk. Because guess what? I knew I ain't started playing yet. And it speaks for itself. Wayne Simone was doing commentary. Everybody can go look at that on YouTube.
Check that out on YouTube, y'all.
He mentioned every guard's name except he wouldn't talk about me at all.
You think because you didn't play in his system, you didn't like in the circuit?
Politics at its finest. I see UMass was there, UConn was there. It was like 4 Big East teams there scouting. They interviewed the UMass coach at halftime. And Wayne is doing commentary, and all he talked about was Cedric and Demi the whole game. He bragged about how they was like the best backcourt and this, that. So I start single-handedly bringing us back. Me and my cousin Darius, we start balling. Justin start balling. I'm getting steal after steal. We get steals after steal. We literally coming back. We went on like a 25-0 run. Wow. And Wayne didn't mention me. He mentioned me like once. The whole game. Even towards the end, all he talked about is what we did wrong.
And that came back and won.
And that was for the NBL title.
Wow.
And he talked about everything except he refused. And I understood what was going on. But
But you understood what was going on early.
no, I understood now. I had no clue at the time the politics that was going on.
Wow.
Until after the season, my senior year, when we won the state championship, and I see everybody who got first team this, all Billy Finn this, that, and it's everybody that played for Wayne. I got honorable mention. But I won the state championship and the NBL. And I averaged like 17. Wow. Dudes who was at Sacred Heart didn't even the heart. I was like, wow. You live and you learn.
What would you say is your time at home? What was your worst game?
Worst game? I would definitely say I was a freshman, and my mom will always say you can't go out breakdancing all night and then think you're gonna come and play ball Saturday morning. You think you're gonna produce.
Right.
Steady trying to prove her wrong, and guess what?
They called it to you.
Every single time I went out, so high rollers for the pool hall, and we had a game that Saturday morning. I had like 4 games like that where missing fast break layups, air balls from foul.
Tired.
But I'm young, I don't feel tired, but it showed. It was evident. I had like 3 games like that, and that's when I realized during the season I can't get my break dancing in my, I can't get that on. Like, I gotta discipline basketball. After the season, I go back to.
What would you say now? In your whole high school career, what would you say is the worst game?
Worst game?
No, I'm sorry, your best game.
Best game? Oh. My best game was both years, junior and senior year, against Stratford High, Ron Christie and T-Ron Christie.
Oh, the Christie brothers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Got a great story for you.
Let me hear it.
Eliminated them both years in the state tournament, right? First game, my junior year, I had like 27. My senior year, against them, I had like 25 or 30, something like that. But I was just in that gym. I was just on fire. It was somewhere down there. That gym, I was just on fire every year. But so now I go to college. I go Division III.
Okay.
And Ron Christie goes Division I. The Post was Division I at the time, right? So they came up the East in the scrimmages. So I'm at the, now my whole swag is different. I'm out at Holy Cross before, so now I got a headband. I got the Jordans on. I'm getting my N1 mixtape on in the warm-up. I'm like loose now. I'm the man on campus. Ron Christie is down there, he got the headphones on. He's like, the rest of the team is like on the main court, he in the other court by himself, shooting like, this is scrimmage.
Yeah.
The bleachers is up on one side of the gym, but they down on the now it's time for the jump ball, right? Now they real cocky because they Division I, we Division III. They just there to get a little workout. It's jump ball time. You know, you get on the court and line up for the jump ball.
Yep.
Ron Christie looked over. He looked at me and said, so I looked at him, I'm like, I said, got him. So, now this is scrimmage. We played like 6 quarters. I had like 4 45 points through all quarters, right? Giving private business. Coaches kicking chairs, and coaches slamming the water. He's like, what is wrong with you, Ron? Wake up! What's wrong with you? Blah, blah, blah. He didn't understand what was going on. But Ron was like, you know how I felt about the meat?
Yeah.
What is story? I had his number.
This one guy got my number.
Because the coach is looking at him like, what's wrong with you? I keep it between me and you, Ron. I ain't gonna say nothing, but we know what's going on right now.
And you can make the case if you look at it like this. Eastern got you in the super discount.
Yeah.
So he might be thinking, oh, Division 3, looking down to the opponent. Like, no, oh, shit. This dude right supposed to be with me.
I'm gonna be completely honest. Me and Gomes sat right next to each other and took the SATs 3 times together. I don't know what he decided. He decided to go a different route, but I could not get those scores that I wanted. So Gomes decided to go to prep. He said, "Yo, cool, you gonna go prep?" Nah, I ain't got time for that. I didn't have no guidance. I didn't have no father at home that helped me.
Right.
So I'm arrogant. I'm big-headed, just fresh off the state championship. Bro, I ain't going on prep school. That's another year of high school. I ain't not. A certain coach, I'm not gonna say his name. He was a Division I assistant, and then he went and coached his own Division I school. I'm not gonna say his name. When I went to Eastern, he made a phone call up to Eastern and said, because he wanted me to be a walk-on at his school.
Yeah.
Just for 1 semester, and then I didn't understand what that was, but all I heard was walk-on. And I remember those being practice players. I ain't no practice player, but he wanted me to walk on Division I. But if I'd have did it, all I had to do was last me 1 semester. I might have had a full ride the rest of my career, but I was too arrogant. I decided to go to Eastern. He called up to Eastern and said, whatever you guys can do for this kid, as far as financial aid or whatever, you fool. You're too stupid to know the system, but you gotta still. So the athletic director said, I don't know who you are, Mr. Shepard, but this man called us and said, we gotta still.
At Eastern.
Yeah, and I started as a freshman.
Wow.
Scored my 1,000 points.
Wow.
Got my degree.
Yeah.
Got my wife.
Yes.
The rest is history, you know what
The rest is history. Wow. And you know what's crazy? Because ain't no better way to end it or bring it to a close than how, if you look at your story, how it kind of played itself to where it's supposed to be.
Right. I've always had, everybody has those NBA dreams, but I was one of those who, I woke up early. And my doctor helped me, like, he's like, listen, you're 5'10", you're not growing anymore.
Yeah.
It's a 1 in a million chance that you make it to the NBA. So I said, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm still gonna continue to play because Division I, 2, or 3, guess what? I came across some Division 3 players where they're definitely Division I.
Yeah.
Hands down. It's either they just didn't make the grades or they just had bad experiences and decided to go, but there's Division 3. It's not enough room for everybody to play Division I.
Not enough room for
But
everybody.
I guarantee you there's Devin George, Lakers, Division 3.
Yep.
There's
Scottie Pippen.
Scottie Pippen, Flip Murray, Division 3. Like, yo,
Yes.
it happens. But I played against some ballers, man, and for me to like start as a freshman, and I was the man on campus, I scored my 1,000 points, and I was just, we got busy. Yeah, I loved it, man. That's what we're saying.
And the thing is, you got a free education on it. You got that education.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
But you got an education.
I got great financial aid, absolutely.
Great financial aid, and if it's something that you can, if you know, you got younger generations looking at this, what can they take from your journey? What would you want to tell them that they can take from your journey? Because this is like a history lesson, but I also want the younger generation to see, like, oh, God, you know what? I'm heading down this road. That's what he's saying, because I can, benefit.
One is don't be scared to follow your dreams, but also be realistic with yourself. Everybody can't play Division I, there's Division 2, there's Division 3, but if you're that good, you can still make it to overseas or the NBA. No matter what division it is. If you're that nice, you're that nice. But college basketball across the board, doesn't matter what division, it's that next level. Division 3 is still NCAA.
Right.
It's still all the same type of referees, all the same type of rules, shot clock, all of that. And guess what? I played against some of the best. It's all the same.
Yeah.
I went up to UConn and scrimmage with Big Gordon and all of them, Talik Brown and all of them on the weekends. Guess what? It wasn't that big of a difference from the dudes I was playing against in Division 3.
No.
Yeah, they're more athletic, they're like bigger and stronger, but Division 3 is a bunch of dudes that's big and my height that I just, there was this kid, Nick Keelock from Plymouth, Hall of Fame. He made it to NCAA Hall of Fame. Wow. Division 3, Plymouth, Nick Keelock. Lit me up. Yeah, I wasn't scared of him, but he was Mike Wilson, little Mike Wilson, boy with a heavy, and
Oh man.
he had the ultimate green light, but he was only like 5'8", and he was a scoring machine.
Man.
He was small, you could just bump, muscle him, but he was and one. Everything was an and one. His three corner was lit. He was crazy. I never seen him, but guess what? For him to make it to the NCAA Hall of Fame, I said, all right, at least I got lit up by somebody legit.
Legit. Right.
It was
For
really
sure. For sure. Definitely. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, you guys, you know what I'm saying, watching this man, follow your dreams.
And get your education, man.
Get that
Use it.
education.
Get that education. Get that piece of paper.
Before we close, I just want to ask you a question. And I should have asked you before, but what would you say for you is your biggest jump, or the one thing you learned when you went to college that you wasn't cognizant of in high school?
It's a game. It's literally a game. I'm gonna tell you just like this. I had a certain professor who was my academic advisor at the same time, and Dr. Carter, may he rest in peace, he was the president at Eastern at the time. I went up there, because at Holy Cross I had a shirt and tie, right? But I was still hood and hip hop. So when I got to Eastern, there's no more dress code. I'm walking around hoodie, do-rag, pants sagging. Dr. Carter pulled me aside, and UD Matthews pulled me aside and said, what are you doing? Take that shit off your head. Oh, why don't you look the part? What is wrong with you? And I was like, little do y'all know the program I come from. I can do that. I know that part. Why? So I started coming to class, shirt and tie, just for my internship. And then Dr. Matthews pulled me aside and said, listen, the person that was the head of social work program is not going to let you pass unless you play the game. What do you mean? He said, you got to go to our office hours. I said, but I don't need the help. I know what I'm doing. I'm showing up to class. She said, but you got to go sell yourself and play the game. So I went to this lady's office hours, and we talked about, I was doing a paper on Antoine Fisher. She kept giving me C's or C minuses on my rough drafts. So finally, I go to her office hours. We talked about everything under the sun except the paper. When she realized I came from Holy Cross, a shirt and tie program, my mother had a great job and raised a great son, and I actually had a good head on my shoulders.
Right. Okay.
I left the office and I said, oh, by the way, Dr. Such and Such, about my paper, what do I do to make it better? She said, oh, she made a couple marks, gave it back to me. I went to the computer lab, printed out the same drafts, and handed it in. A+. It's a game.
It's a game.
You gotta be willing to play the game.
Play the game. Wow. Hey, you heard it, guys. You know what I'm saying? Cool, man. Thank you for sitting down. But, from our token of our appreciation, and what we want to show you that your contribution on the basketball court when you were in high school won't be forgotten, can't be remembered, and it needs to be held to high regard. You know what I'm saying? And from us, you're a legend, man.
Wow, bro. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
It's back.
Hey yo, I remember my grandmother telling me, motherfuckers put the heat up to 100 in the crib. It's time for you to get the hell out.
Money, cars, clothes, hoes. It's all a nigga know. It's all a nigga know. Yeah. Slow dough, and fast hoes. Had a dream like King, but living like Castro. Mind steady, focus in search of cash flow. Man, I ride for the fam, they know it's a fact though. What it is, simple man. My team is all I needed. Plus a good connect that could keep a nigga weeded. And the mean lawyer, any case they could beat it. Saying life ain't fair, but death, I'm trying to cheat it. But look, how does me? Why y'all dudes got your hater? Mans came home and told me, Gunny, get your weight up. Moved a few pounds, proceed to get my weight up. Was grinding all night, hoping Doris ain't wake up. Like, hey, let's slide. I stole the keys to the whip, let's ride. I had some chicks that's waiting across town, and I know he'll be down like Pac. We got niggas wanting beef, I'm toting that 4 pound. Strapped with the silencer, shh, don't make a sound. Said you got my back and then watch it and hold it down. Mama said I'm born the king, so win my crown. I'm coming for it, y'all can't ignore it.